Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on MCLN, MedClean Technologies Incorporated. What can I say? This thing's been an absolute beast the past 4 days. And besides that, it makes a great chart example. So I'm going to go through the chart. But first, I want to start off real quick with a little example on how price and moving averages can work so well together. And then we'll just map out some support levels and resistance levels and call it good. But overall, like I said, very nice chart. Volume, price action, everything's going in the bulls' favor. So real quick, let's just start off with a couple chart lessons. First being, volume. All of a sudden we had this big volume, nice price action. So this is what would be considered a volume alert. Maybe something's going on. This next day made a real nice move, but you got this candle. So here's another lesson. These sorts of candles usually mean a pullback, and that's what you got. But here's the key thing. Notice how it broke through the 200-day simple moving average, which is this orange line, here. However, when it pulled back, look right where it pulled back to. Right there. This is a great example of a resistance becoming a support. You can see what happened there. The price, did a nice job of staying above it. And then it came to the middle Bollinger Band, which is the same thing as a 20-day simple moving average, which is this red line here. Notice how the price always remained above there too. A great sign that a nice little healthy consolidation is occurring. And then here things started to wake up. You see that on this green candle, volume started to pick back up again. And then from here, it's just classic charting. The next day, nice and green. Volume increased yet again, and this time it was huge. Another green day, volume increased again. And then today, another green day, and volume was increasing once again. So this is a perfect example of how you want to see increasing volume while you have increasing price action. So lots of good chart lessons in there. And that was just a really basic coverage of it. But if I wanted to, I could break it down into much more detail. But that's not the point of this. The point is to go over what's going on with the chart. So support levels. Where are the key support levels at right now? Well, the first one that was established, the most recent one that was established today was simply this level right here at 0.018. This was a previous high. It was a resistance, but since it's been broken now, it has turned into a support. And then what we have here, at least what I'm going to do, is create a support zone. That way we can kind of cover these two areas without making it too confusing. Because some people might say, well, I think that's going to be the key support. Oh, well, I think that's going to be the key support. So just to eliminate it, we'll just call this a support zone, with the bottom of the zone being 0.017 and the top of the zone being 0.018. Now, if this level holds, by no means is it, time to panic or anything, but one of the areas where I would like to see hold on any sort of more drastic pullback would be down in this area here. So I'm going to make this level a little thicker just to remind us that, this is more of what I would consider an important pullback area that needs to hold. Now, ultimately, the thing that's going to need to hold as support will be the moving averages. So technically, the price could fall all the way down and let's say close right here, and it would still be above these moving averages, so therefore the chart would still be intact. Is that preferable? Absolutely not. But these moving averages, each day will keep creeping higher and higher. So eventually, they'll get above this support level and so forth. But these moving averages are also support levels. So besides these static ones, we also do have these dynamic ones. The other thing to note within the world of these moving averages here is we're nearing the golden cross, which is where the purple line 50-day simple moving average will cross up through this 200-day simple moving average. One thing to note is a lot of people think that a golden cross is a leading indicator. That's completely opposite of what it is. It's it's a past indicator. Moving averages are just based on past price information. So don't get me wrong, golden crosses are good because they do confirm a nice strong uptrend, but keep in mind they confirm. It's not saying that something's all of a sudden going to blow up just because you get a golden cross. It's not a leading indicator. It's something that's just telling us what's happening in the past. And you don't even really need the golden cross to know that this is a strong move here. You can just tell that by that. You can tell that by looking just at the candlesticks. But nonetheless, golden crosses are good. But some people make a little bit more out of them than what they really are. It's not a leading indicator, but it is a nice confirming event to happen to show that the bulls are really starting to gain some strength. Now for resistance levels, what we're going to have to do is go to the weekly chart, just because if I use the daily, I won't be able to find any. So what we're going to do here is shrink this up a little bit more. Let me get this up here. And this will allow us to kind of see where some possible more resistance levels are. If you look back here, we had a few highs, and this is a weekly chart, so remember each one of these candles represents 1 week. And on that note, you can see that check out all the volume it's had this week compared to all these other weeks. Just a huge, great week for this chart. But back to where the resistances are, we had a few highs over here. So, and this was back in December and January of this year, so a long time ago. And these highs here are at 0.026. So here we've had a high of 0.022, so we're approaching this resistance level, which is good. But this 0.026 will be the next resistance level. After that, things could really get pretty interesting and exciting, as the next resistance level is not going to be till this low here, and that low is at 0.04. So from 0.026 to 0.04, that's a nice percentage increase right there. I mean, if you bought at this break and then sold at this resistance, that would be a big percentage. And then after this, things really start to thin out even more. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves right now. We'll just focus on these two resistance levels. The first one being 0.026, and then the next one being at 0.04. Also, you can see that the price is now getting above the 50-week simple moving average, which is this purple line here. That's always a good sign. So it's really showing some good strength here too on the weekly chart. And then to kind of top it all off, you can see that the weekly MACD is approaching the zero line crossover, which is always a good thing to see. Shows that strength is building in it, so you're even getting some good indicator confirmations here too. So overall, chart's looking good. If it does pull back here, which it will have to at some time, as long as it goes through the healthy consolidation, which it did do the first time, which I pointed out in my little quick example, then no worries. But it's one of those things where consolidations need to happen, and assuming that all support levels hold, then you don't have anything to worry about. If you do have any other questions on the chart, please shoot me a message, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. I'd also encourage you to check out bullmarketnewsletter.net. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, which has been getting very good reviews. And with your subscription, you'll get trade ideas, chart setups, educational pieces, everything from big boards down to penny stocks. So good variety, something for everybody. And best part is, no strings attached. It's all free, so it's worth at least checking out. Especially when we've been making some good money together, it's definitely worth giving a try. One more time, this is MCLN. Thanks for listening, and have a good Thanksgiving.